I want to thank Chucky's dad in the back who just gave me this, our motto, live free or die, but he's got these wonderful medallions, live clean or die. And our goal is to make sure that we don't continue to lose our best and brightest. I want to thank in particular Susan Messenger, who's done an extraordinary job. Today already we did a telephone town hall last night with 8,000 people on the telephone, and she's been doing television interviews all day long, and you'll get the opportunity to hear her story and her son Carl. But I am motivated. Susan brought a prayer card for me with Carl's picture, and he looks so much like I can see my own two sons in his eyes, and just thinking about the future and so many bright people. So we are proud to be working on this with you, but it's incredibly important that we put a face on this for our colleagues. That's been our goal with the bipartisan task force from the beginning. Back in January, we held our first, we call it a special order, but what it is it means that after we complete our work for the day, members of Congress come together to discuss important issues, and it's all covered by C-SPAN. And that first time we had 15 members of Congress, Republicans and Democrats, getting up and telling very, very personal stories, putting a face on this addiction. And I told the story of Amber, the stepdaughter of a friend of mine, and had a big picture of her, and Amber's parents were in the balcony, and we're here to share that story. We did this again last week. We were up to 20 members of Congress. We now have over 80 members who are part of this task force. And some of these members are actually now telling stories from their own families. And I think it's important that people all across this country understand this can be any one of us. I'm sure each and every one of you had that moment where you said, not in our family. How did this happen? How could this happen? And I think for all of us, we want to be here for you to explain to the American people, we need a new paradigm. We need to get past the shame and the stigma, and we need to get to a place that's a public health approach. This is a disease, substance use disorder. We don't say to diabetics, we're not going to treat you, you just ate cake. We say, this must be really difficult for you, and how can we help you and help your family with a whole approach that will keep you from eating cake so that you can lead a healthy life. And that's the approach that we need. And so part of our conversation here, and part of what the conversations that you're bringing to the offices and to our colleagues, is to put that face in it. This could be them. And I want you to know that it has happened in our families and among our friends and neighbors. Your testimony is so important, and you couldn't be here at a better time. The urgency of this. We all came together. I've been in Congress 2 terms. I can tell you it was the most bipartisan experience I've had since I've been here. But we need to convey the urgency, the resources. You need to talk about these programs and making sure that when we come together with the Senate, we have the resources behind it.